Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Square Eye Syndrome podcast number 5. This week we're back to the usual format of what we've been watching, and I'm Ben Gilman, as always. I'm joined by Tom Hill.
Hey.
And Troy Salmon.
What's up?
Hey, lads, how we doing?
Doing good, man. Doing all right. You know what I'm saying? Just finished work the last couple of days, got the weekend off.
Nice. Well, I'm permanently stuck at home, so, we're not going to mention the big C word, but yeah.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
I mean, there's no excuses for us not to do podcasts at the moment, really, is there? Well, what are you doing this week? Well, I'm at home. What about you? It's a good test to see how many people hate you. If they don't pick up the phone, then obviously they don't like you. There's no excuses there. You can't say, I'm just going out. Yeah.
Oh,
good time to test who in your family really loves you. Anyway, so Tom, how are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How's things?
Yeah, not bad. We've had some good feedback. I've been told to swear more. That's always lovely. So hopefully, the Being Human podcast, everyone was happy. Or through threatening to bomb Essex, I still stand by that.
Shoot.
My
God.
That's not a mistake. That's a proper thing that happened. Anyway, okay, so Tom, you're up first.
Okay.
What are you watching?
All right, so the first one I'm going to talk about this week is a show that's currently into its third series. It's about halfway through its third series now. It's a Sky one. It's Westworld.
Oh.
I don't know if either of you guys have ever watched this.
Yes. Watched it.
Yep. So Westworld, Ben, do you know it?
I've heard of it.
The basic premise in the first series is it's based on the film Westworld from 1973, which is where rich people can go to like this western town, and these robots all look like humans, and you can interact with them and you can kill them, but they can't hurt you. It's basically the way it works. And the TV show is a longer version of that, and the first series is awesome. It's really, really good. It does things that you can't do with normal TV shows because it can play with timelines and things like that, because the characters, the ones who aren't real, never age.
It's amazing.
So it can jump around from different years, things like that, and can really play with the audience's head. It's amazing. So yeah, the first series of it was absolutely fantastic. Second series, the acting was absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's got people like Ed Harris, who is an absolute legend. People like that. But it's got Tandy Newton. It's got some fantastic actors with.
I go with Tandy.
The show.
Yes.
The second series for me, and I don't know if you agree with me on this, Troy, was a little bit too confusing.
Yeah, it kind of bounced around way too much.
Yeah, it bounced around too much. And
From what I've heard, I listened to fan opinion on certain things. Westworld 2 was a slight disappointment. Not bad, just a bit down from season 1. That's what I've heard.
Season 1 set the bar very high, let's be fair.
Yeah, it was too high.
It was really good. Season 2, like I said, they tried to be too clever. And I mean, the sad thing is, like I say, season 3 is now, they've had 4 episodes of it. I've watched the first 3.5 episodes, and it's much closer in terms of its level of delivery to season 1 than season 2, which is great.
They take feedback on.
They've made it less complicated. They've wound themselves in a bit. But the problem was, for me, is that when season 1 came out, I didn't watch it for the first couple of weeks, and then I watched it, absolutely loved it, and at 9 o'clock every Monday I was sat waiting for Westworld to come on and spending my time watching it. When season 2 arrived, for the first couple of episodes I was doing that again, and then I'd start forgetting it was on, and I kind of got lost. And season 3 came out 5 weeks ago. I finally decided to start watching it at the beginning of this week. So the way season 2 was, completely lost my enthusiasm.
Yeah, same with me.
For the show. But season 3, this is why I wanted to bring it up today. If you're a fan of the first season 3, it's not as on point as season 1, but it's much closer to, in terms of keeping a good, tight storyline whilst keeping suspense and enjoyment there. It's it's good. You can understand the timelines. It's jumping around still, but it makes a lot more sense.
I say good TV shows always makes you behave like a dog at the front door for its owners to come home. A good TV show should do the same thing.
That's what season 1 of Westworld did.
Exactly. I can completely get that. It's like it used to be with me for other shows before Netflix and everything. You were there every week without fail at that time, and you didn't miss a beat.
That was me in Prison Break. That was me. Prison Break every day. Channel 5, let's go.
First season of Prison Break, totally with you. After that,
dropped off after that. Yeah, kind of dropped off a little bit.
But that's fan loyalty. Nowadays, that's quite hard to do now because people just pick it up when they want to. But it's still important to come back.
Yeah, you got a point.
The last thing I want to say on Westworld is like I said, they had an amazing cast, but they've made one good addition to the cast this year, which is Aaron Paul, who for those of you who know, he was Jesse in Breaking Bad. I know that'll mean nothing to you, Ben, but Troy.
Well, I'm working on it. I've been called out by a friend of mine who says I haven't seen it. He's going to rip off a friend, this bastard. Anyway, hello, Jamie.
So Aaron Paul is an excellent addition to the cast.
He is,
and he's added a real level of pathos to it, which is good. But yeah, I would recommend. If you're going to watch Westworld, watch all the seasons. Season 1 is amazing. Season 2 is good but convoluted. Season 3 seems to be on a fairly good trajectory at the moment, so I would recommend it.
What do you think about Anthony Hopkins' role?
Anthony Hopkins' role? Season 1, I really liked it. Season 2, I didn't think they needed to have him.
Has he woken up? Because in 4, he's just literally sleepwalking through the 4 films. Is he awake this time? Did someone wake him up for his acting?
He's playing quite he's not a sinister character, but he's quite a cold character.
Yeah, he rides that line between like sinister and kind of just like, you know what I mean, just like normal. Kind of like it's weird. It's a weird mix.
Yeah, but he does it well.
Yeah, he does it well. He's a master, yeah.
At the same time, you're very aware it is Anthony Hopkins. The other guys, you kind of lose yourself in their performances.
Yeah.
When he comes to the screen, it's Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, just do it.
No, my reaction now is Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, come on.
I've never liked him. I've never liked Anthony Hopkins.
How?
He's the second best Hannibal Lecter.
That's because a lot of people have done the role. Give it a couple
you're talking about Matt Nicholson?
No. I'm actually talking about the original film called Manhunter.
The one with the guy from CSI, the one you started.
Brian Cox.
Yeah.
CSI, but also Brian Cox, who's a really good British actor. Although Hopkins gives a far more sinister performance, Brian Cox, when he plays the character, you can believe the guy was a psychiatrist. Whereas when you look at the Anthony Hopkins one, it's kind of like, I can't understand how anyone didn't feel creeped out by this guy.
Exactly.
How the hell did he become a psychiatrist?
I'm going to be honest.
Go on.
Not finish.
I was going to say, Brian Cox was so normal that it was quite sinister because you knew what he'd done. And yet he was quite conversational and...
Yeah. Company brought Manhunter up. Oh my gosh. That was great call, Tom. Great call.
Yeah, thanks.
I always think Anthony Hopkins will be second to anyone who acts. So basically, cool.
A little bit harsh.
I'm turning into the Simon Cowell of this podcast.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you tell it's sinister, Ben. What's going on?
It's about real nature, brother. I think I'm older than both of you put together, so I feel like I've got.
I doubt it very much.
Okay. You are looking much younger than I thought. So anyway, what's your second pick?
Okay, so the second pick. Seeing as you guys seem to be absolute Philistines, every week I'm kind of looking back at some of my favourite shows from years ago.
That's the new name of the podcast, TV Philistines.
The TV Philistines. I love it.
Square-eyed Philistines.
Oh dear.
No. Sorry, Tom.
Go on, Tom.
I mean, you guys have a great knowledge of a lot of TV shows. I'm not knocking you, but you don't seem to, things like House of Cards, the British version, which I can go on about all day. So today I'm picking one that you might know, and I'm going to ask if you do. It's called Not the 9 O'Clock News.
Is that a channel? That's a BBC show, isn't
It's
it?
a BBC show.
Show. I've seen clips of it.
Yeah, only a couple episodes. Only a couple.
So, right.
Make me
so not the 9 O'Clock News is one of the best comedy shows from the 80s. It's basically a sketch show. One sketch doesn't have to follow on from the other or anything like that. It's actually they did it for 4 years. The first series was in 1979, and it ran until 1982. So it only ran for a few years, but it was the first series. To be honest, was fairly crap. They recast it after the first series, but the second series onwards is Griff Rhys-Jones, Rowan Atkinson, Mel Smith, and Pamela Stephenson.
Oh snap, Rowan Atkinson. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically, the whole thing was put together as a vehicle for Rowan Atkinson, but then he got Mel Smith and Griff Rhys-Jones, who obviously both of them are comedy royalty.
Yeah, they are.
And Pamela Stephenson, she was very attractive. She had good comic timing. I mean, she retired quite soon after Not the 9 O'Clock News finished because she met and married Billy Connolly and became a psychiatrist.
Billy Connolly.
Sorry. But she actually met Billy Connolly on Not the 9 O'Clock News. He came and did a guest spot on Not the 9 O'Clock News. That's where they met. But some of those sketches are the funniest things you will ever see. I mean, I know each and every sketch, and I still laugh my ass off every time I turn it on. Absolutely, it's just the funniest thing imaginable. There are certain sketches. It's pretty much impossible for me to describe them but they're just awesome. I'll give you a couple of the Elephant Man sketches. Hilarious. There's one called The Gorilla, which is set in a TV interview where you've got Pamela Stephenson as the interviewer. Mel Smith is like a David Attenborough type character, and with him is a gorilla called Gerald, played by Rowan Atkinson in a full gorilla suit. And it's talking about how this person has managed to get the gorilla to start speaking. And he said, "Oh yes, he can say a few actual words." When I caught Gerald in '67, I think it was, and Gerald turned around and goes, "It was '68." And he's like really posh, far more intelligent, speaks Greek and Latin. This gorilla is just hysterically well educated. It's brilliant. And the two of them argue. It's fantastic. It's one of the best sketches ever. Just type in, go to YouTube, just type in Not 9 O'Clock News gorilla sketch. It'll be 7 minutes of your life that you will not regret. Seriously, it's absolute genius. But also, they just did loads of weird things that were fantastic. Some of it didn't work, but most of it did. And this was kind of the birth of alternative comedy. It was produced by a guy called David Lloyd, who also produced I'm trying to think what it's called now. Blackadder. And he was involved in a couple of other things. This David Lloyd, he's been involved. No, not David Lloyd. John Lloyd. Sorry, he's been involved in. David Lloyd's the guy with the gyms, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, John Lloyd. He's been on tons of stuff. He's been involved with radio shows like the News Quiz. He was part of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy producing team. He was also involved in Spitting Images, the other big one that he did.
Quite a backlog of quality there, really. That's a high bar.
Yeah, so this guy, Not 9 O'Clock News was one of his first things, and working alongside Griff Rhys-Jones, Pamela Stephenson, Mel Smith, and Rowan Atkinson, the five of them basically created a fantastic show. Like I said, there's no linear story to it. It's just sketches. It's like Harry Enfield and Chums or anything like that, but 20 years before Harry Enfield and Chums was on. This was not something that had really been seen that much other than with the two Ronnies.
So it's a groundbreaker.
Yeah, pretty much. It was around the same time that you got things like the Young Ones coming out as well. So this was when the new wave of comedians were coming through, and Not the 9 O'Clock News really, really well toes the line between traditional comedy and new innovative comedy. And it gets that balance right. So people who were far older would still watch that and enjoy most of it. But young people who they were trying to catch will also think, "Oh yeah, this is different. This is brilliant." So
Mel Smith sounds like Will Smith's drag name.
Yeah, yeah. Nah. Mel Smith, one of the nicest guys in comedy. Apparently, obviously died a couple of years ago now.
Yeah,
but He was a brilliant director, a brilliant writer. This guy, all of these guys turned out to be fantastically creative.
Yeah.
And their early attempts at that were in this show. So believe me, go and watch. They've got a couple of DVDs that are the best of, and they little stupid things they did, like they'd end most shows by doing it was just really random, but it was always really good fun. So, and even that was taking the piss out of something every single time. But yeah, not 9 o'clock news. Most of its most famous sketches you could find on YouTube, and I would recommend going and just typing in "Not 9 o'clock news," see what comes up. You'll find some stuff. I guarantee you will laugh really hard at some of their stuff. It's just beautiful.
With the fantastic background of the person behind it, it makes me really want to go watch it. Yeah, like especially Blackadder and Spitting Image. Yikes, pretty good stuff.
Yeah, like exactly. You know that they produce good stuff. So yeah, those are my 2 picks for this week. Once again, one of them's historical, the other one's fairly recent.
That's fine.
I like it.
It brings, like you said earlier, we all 3 of us bring up different. We cross over on some stuff. We all bring 3 different styles. That's good. That's otherwise it'd be boring if we all just sat here going, "Yeah, I totally love everything you like. Oh, cool. Be a butt kissing contest," and we don't want that. If anything, I want to learn from you guys as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, Troy, what have you got this week? Is it anime?
All right. Oh, heck yeah! I got one of those anime. Oh yes.
Okay.
a little bit of fan service. Don't worry about it. A little bit of fan service.
No. Tell yourself, Tom. Fan service means titties. Be careful.
It's not going to be too crazy. It's a little bit. All right.
I'm sure it's a Citizen Kane of anime. Can't wait. Let's go.
Oh, okay, let's go. Okay, so it's called Prison School. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
Right, if I'm silent, it's because I've gone into a coma.
Man, have you seen it? Yes or no? Have you seen it?
I've seen enough.
Okay.
Live action version of this. You don't want to know where this is going, but Troy, take it away, please. I've seen the live action of this one. Dear God.
All right, here we go. So, Prison School. So, as you can tell, it speaks for itself. And it's basically that school, which is technically a prison. So, basically, Ben just signed in the background. All right, here we go. So, basically, this person's called Craig. Go on.
Please continue. I just feel like I've been drinking since the minute. I feel sick. Go on.
Okay, so it's created by this guy called Akira Hiramato, yeah? So, he's done a few stuff. He's done a lot of comedies and that. But he's basically, his crown jewel is Prison School. So, basically, it's about these kids. And the school's called Hachimitsu Academy. And basically, these strict women just run the place. Or they're girls, they're like head girls. They run the entire school. And like the headmaster is like the father of one of the girls. And he's just like a pervert as well. He's a mega pervert. He tries to keep it under wraps. That's what he tries to do. And literally, every time he's doing something on his laptop, it looks like he's doing something serious, like they do a silhouette, like serious, like tapping away. All of a sudden, he's looking at this next pervy site, and his daughter just comes in and goes, "What are you doing?" He's like, nothing. Trust me, this show is amazing. But anyway, let's go into a bit more detail in the show. Okay, so they admit these boys into the school, because literally it's usually a school for girls, but they admit these boys into the school for the first time in like a long time.
Right.
And yeah, so Kiyoshi is like one of these boys in the school, and he's got a couple of friends with him from these other schools, and just came together. They got a big one, skinny one with glasses, and you got the main guy, the head guy. So the fat guy, the fat friend, he basically is like a sadist. One of the girls is like, she's got massive, you know what, and she carries around this. So yeah, she carries around this massive whip, and every time he does something wrong, she whips him, and he's like, "Oh yes."
Sorry, what?
She whips him every time he does something wrong.
So,
I told you
have I got into like a fever dream or something?
Yeah, Tom, this is why I told you to batten down the hatches when he said prison school, mate. You should see the live action version. Jesus Christ! Anyway,
I haven't seen that. I want to watch it. I haven't seen it yet, though. But I haven't seen it.
It's something. I'll tell you. Anyway,
was it bad? Wow, we're going to see it now. But anyway,
Troy, we're interrupting you.
No,
sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. All right. So let's continue. Four friends.
Japan.
Oh yeah, exactly. So they got these old school laws, and they basically just makes it even worse because basically no one can do anything. Basically, the kids go in there. They're like, "Oh, all these girls are around here." Like, yo. So then they start perving on all these girls are in the showers and flipping doing it. It's insane. But at the same time, they try and do a revolt later on. Because all these girls are just too harsh on them. They're beating them down. They're locking them away in sheds. And then all of this. So then at the same time, what are you gonna say, Tom? What are you gonna say?
No, I'm just everything you say. I'm just sitting there going, "Yeah, I'm imagining this. This is some weird."
Tom, you're clearly not an anime watcher, bruv. This is just normal shows in Japan. Trust me.
I obviously don't watch the same kind of anime you guys do. Yeah.
No, I don't either, but Troy likes to watch all the stuff. I have limits of the fan service. I run away from.
I have no limits, Tom. I have no limits.
Troy has no limits. Where you and me would be like, hell no. Imagine your mum and dad walking in on you watching this stuff. Troy don't care. That's why he has no girlfriend. But anyway, moving on.
Oh wow!
That's a bit harsh, man.
I was gonna say something, but I ain't gonna say it because like, I got girls. I get girls. So let's go there. So let's continue.
Hey, don't count.
Huh?
No, just
This
go.
guy. Anyways, let's continue. So by the end of the show, they basically get their revenge on the girls because they, in the end of the show, well, it's a 12 episode season. So it's kind of short in terms of like anime, but it's based off a manga as well.
So is it like a half-hour thing or an hour-long thing?
I might say like literally about a half hour.
Okay.
It's like it's like most of the anime is like really kind of short, anyways. But this one's kind of short. So it's just classed as like a sex comedy. I don't know why the sex bits in there, really in there. Sex comedy. I don't know why they call it that, but that's what they class it as. So yeah, it's a really great show. Check it out. It's one of them shows that it will make you start rolling, laughing. I don't think it's pervy, but at the same time, the pervy just makes it even more hilarious. It's epic.
So where would I find it?
Hey, Crunchyroll.
Hey,
basically,
clear your internet history afterwards. Cheers.
Oh, come on. Come on.
I don't think that would be the worst thing on my internet history, Ben. Don't worry.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
That's information. When we go back to this, Tom, I won't be able to look you in the eye anymore. As well, none of us will be able to look you in the goddamn eye, son. Yes.
Oh my gosh. There you go. Okay, so that was prison school. That's done. Okay, so next up, we have Siren. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
I know the name.
Yeah, so it's a mermaid TV show. Mermaids.
Okay, cool.
Right. Okay.
So is it based on like the sirens from Greek mythology then?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Oh, so it's not a Disney kids show where women turn into mermaids. Okay, this doesn't sound so creepy. Okay, go for it.
What are you talking about? This guy, what's wrong with you today? What is on?
Make creepiness. All right.
Okay, yeah. So basically, Freeform. That's what it's originally platformed on. Freeform's under Disney now, but you can watch it on Sci-Fi. So basically, it's on 3 seasons now. The first season I haven't seen that just yet, but I've seen 1 and 2. So I'm just gonna run that down for a little bit. To do a little overview. Cool. So as I said before, it's based on like a mermaid show. It's set in a place called Bristol Cove, Washington.
Right.
So basically, as we said before, it's based on the mermaids and mermen. So you're gonna see mermen in the show as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's a mixture. So it's basically starts with this mysterious young woman called Eileen Powell, I think her name is the actor. She's Belgian and she starred in Game of Thrones, a couple of episodes in that. And she was in King Arthur as well, that movie that came out a couple of years ago.
Oh, what the shitty Guy Ritchie one?
Oh, the Guy Ritchie. You know what? You know what? I actually kind of enjoyed it.
That movie, the whole time I was watching it, looked like, according to my friend, I looked like I've been drinking whiskey 24 hours during that movie because my face just kind of looked like
it's acid trip. It's acid trip.
It pulled a face and it stayed there for the entire movie, according to my friend. Dear God. All right.
But yeah, she was in those kind of things. Yeah, that she's in. She's kind of here and there in certain TV shows and that. But she's more like a European actor. So she's like literally the main character in the show. They follow her around because literally she's looking for her sister. It's a black woman because it's her sister. She's the oldest, the one who got captured by these sailors on the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, and the government literally just basically takes the sister, has her in a lab somewhere, does experiments and tests on her because they have a way of using their blood and they can heal people. So their blood's got healing properties in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so literally that's like a little subplot of that the actual town, Bristol Cove. Because Eileen Powell, she's called Rin in the show. Literally she rocks up, she literally starts killing people. Because she doesn't know the actual customs of the human world.
So she starts killing people?
Yeah, because literally, but no fault of her own though. She's literally just like fighting back because this guy literally tries to rape her, literally.
Okay.
So she kills this guy, and someone else tries it, kills them. So then, literally, she runs into this guy called Ben. So that's when turn of the world starts to change. You know, that kind of usual kind of thing.
My name's in it. Brilliant, fantastic. I really appreciate it.
I was like, a boy called Ben. I was like, interesting.
Good.
Anyways.
Lovely.
So yeah, he's like a marine biologist, and he's got a girlfriend called Maddie. So literally, he focuses on literally these three people because Maddie's like red Indian. She's got her religions and her mythologies and stuff. So she starts to believe all this mermaid stuff before they even went into it anyway in the first place. And Ben, literally, the Rin has an ability called the Siren Song. So she sings this to Ben. So at the same time, he's under this kind of mind control.
Yeah.
The whole time the show's going on, and literally it's affected him throughout the whole season, throughout these first 2 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah, so literally, it kind of causes like a cancer-like tumor on the brain, and they didn't even know that until later on. So you got all this kind of stuff happening as well. The government's after Rin, and she's trying to find her sister. And so yeah, so it's a really good show. It's a solid show. Little subplots here and there. It's crazy. I love it. Siren. That's a great show right there to watch.
Okay.
Bye-bye. And lastly, a little shout out. Nothing too crazy. Just got to do a little rundown of.
Does it involve sex, Troy? I see a theme this week.
No. It's something completely different. Come on. You know me better than that, Ben. Come on, Ben. Come on, you know me better than that. Okay.
I know you should roll this, unfortunately.
So something called The Real McCoy. I don't know if you guys have seen it. The old show.
Oh God, I think I did years ago.
Oh yes, you know Tom. I know Tommy. I know you know for a fact. I know you know. The Real McCoy. So, okay, what do you think it is, Tom? What do you think it is?
God, no.
Yeah,
I remember the name.
Wikipedia.
No, I remember the name, but
yeah. So literally,
I can't remember what the show was. Go on.
Yeah, it's literally a comedy. Like it's something similar to like the one you had. So it's basically a black comedy. So it's called The Real McCoy. Literally, that is literally the last, in my eyes, the last true black comedy on BBC. Called The Real McCoy. So literally, if anyone has seen it, go check it out. It's flipping amazing. This show is amazing. There's like a skit where UB40, they're doing like a skit. They're showing a video of UB40 performing, like a fake UB40. And there's this black guy, he's talking, like he's like literally commentary on the band while they're performing. It's funny. It's like Red Wine. I think that song? Yeah, Red Wine, that one. So yeah. So then the black guy goes, the black guy says something. He goes, "Oh man, hey, I'm rich too." Because he just basically says he should be saying something about them singing black music. But it's a funny sketch. The whole show is just epic. Like, actually run from 1991 to 1996. It had 30 episodes, but it's solid. It's so good. But yeah, if you ain't got any time, just watch it. Probably on YouTube or something like that. But you can just go check it out. It's on DVD as well, so check it out when you got a chance. Really good, funny as heck.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
No, like I said, I remember the name, but I don't remember the show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Real McCoy. It's like one of the things that you know, like hardly any remember unless they're in that time period watching it.
No,
like probably because you watch some old school shows, so you probably don't know about it. So yeah. I'm done. Who's next? Go on, Ben.
Oh yeah, hi. Sorry, I woke up from my coma. Sorry, no, I'm joking. No, I'm checking it out. I'm writing these down. Because we
writing down the Epic Prison School. Yeah. All right, I see you.
Shit. Diamonds. I just put I'm just going to write vagina here because it's
Oh,
basically.
what is
No.
that with you?
No, I'm joking. Thanks. Okay. So, good pick, sir. Okay, so for me, I have been watching some people would say it's a comedy. Some people would say it's a historical, a drama on a football season. I tend to watch it as a comedy on Fat Geordie's crying with no shirts on as Sunderland gets relegated again. It's still Sunderland. I'm Sunderland till I die.
Can I make a point of order here? Sunderland's are not Geordies and Mackems.
Mackems, yes. Sorry.
Exactly. Get it right.
Who cares? Basically,
they do.
I watched the football.
Go on, Tom. Tell him.
I don't even know where it is. Anyway, I watched the first season this week. There's a second season. I'm a football fan, but I don't. It's just, for me, hilarious how the fans just, how do I say this? The only thing they have in their life is football, and they literally, their whole life is affected by it. The first series covers the season where they just got relegated from the Premier League. They're hoping for a bounce back up the league, obviously, and it just goes from bad to worse. They buy shit players. There's just a hilarious vision of a vicar with a Sunderland scarf on, praying for a fake entity, which is football, I'm pretty sure. And we've got loads of Sunderland fans in his church. It just makes me laugh about how football fans, even now with a pandemic, they're moaning about the football season, like not finishing. Who really, there's more to life than football. I've enjoyed it. It's good. It's a good documentary. The passion's there. I am a football fan, not a football nut. I just find it makes me laugh at some of the reactions of the fans. I don't mind the football and all that, and the journey through the season is good. The players, the tactics, that's all great. It's just the football fans just kind of get into it too much.
Well, I suppose as a Tottenham fan, you wouldn't truly appreciate proper having anything to really truly support.
Exactly.
Okay. Let me tell you something.
Got a point, Tom. I like that. Got a point.
We are real fans because we are like Sunderland fans, but we have not had much success, right? But we still stick by the team. We don't.
Yeah, but you believe that you deserve success, whereas Sunderland fans
exactly.
No, we don't. Get it. Well, I don't. I'm not most Tottenham fans.
I'm speaking in general terms for Tottenham fans. A number of Tottenham fans who say that they should have won this, they should have won that. Well, you didn't. I'm not saying that about you, but there are a lot of Tottenham fans like that. Same as Arsenal fans.
Well, at least, unlike other teams, we don't rely on our history. We live in the now.
Oh, where are you getting that, Ben? Where are you getting that?
I'm not saying no team.
Okay.
A lot of teams like Sunderland. What did make me laugh is Sunderland, they're one of the biggest football teams in the country. You're not. The last 30 years, you've won jack shit.
In terms of support, they are.
Yeah, they are. Support is crazy.
Well, there's enough people now at the end of the season, there's so little people in the crowd that the coronavirus pandemic would not be able to spread in Sunderland because they are social distancing before it was cool. So,
yeah, but then if you watch season 2, you'll see that they're all back at the beginning of that season.
I'm looking forward to that. Because again, I know that they don't win at the end and they don't get promoted. So I'm looking forward to that.
As a Charlton fan who beat them at Wembley in the last game of the season, I went and watched the last episode of Sunderland Till I Die season 2 because that was good fun for me. But
I'm looking forward to when they get to the playoff final and Charlton do them and then they'll be like, hey! It's like,
well, you just think to yourself, Tom's in that crowd.
Sorry, are you a Sunderland fan?
No, I'm a Charlton fan.
Charlton fan.
Well, that's good then. Let's see if we can find Tom. I'm just going to find
I don't appear on screen, trust me.
Oh, you've already watched it. No, but I really like it. I mean, it's an interesting look into it. And to be fair, the first season did show all the bad stuff. They didn't hide anything. Yeah. You do feel beat down for the Sunderland fans, though, because the players...
I like Sunderland fans. Sunderland fans are genuinely good, fun people.
They're solid.
As a general rule, they're nice fans. They don't, unless you're Newcastle, they tend to be friendly with most other sets of supporters.
At least they keep their shirts on, like Geordies. Newcastle fans, it's not a good sight. It's a bit disgusting.
Oh.
But basically, it was interesting. I know I've always been a bit facetious, but I mean, in general, football fans, okay, you can get passionate about football, but you can't let it ruin your entire week. Come on. Like, that's my one thing.
I wish I could agree with you, but having nothing else in my life, football is my main thing. Football and work are the two things I live for.
Well, I'm not attacking football fans. I just feel like sometimes it'd be nice if you can let it go. I mean, if Tottenham lose, it makes me sad for a couple of hours, and then the rest of the week is to be happening. You know, you get on with it. But then again, I'm not as hardcore a football fan as
passion, man. It's a passion. Football, man. It's a true passion, bro.
I feel for me, money has ruined the game for me, so I've stepped back a bit.
No, that's true. I'd agree with that, but that's why I like watching lower league football.
People were saying, Jose Mourinho, ha ha ha. You're glad the season got cancelled. Even when last season's Champions League was happening, last 4 or 5 seasons, I've stepped back from football because I just see that the money's ruining the game. So I've just kind of lost my passion for it a little bit. We're talking like 2016, maybe I've started to come back.
Yeah,
I do keep an eye on Tottenham, but I don't let it affect my day. I'm now at the point where I can see a result. I'm like, okay, that happened. But anyway, please go check it out. It's a really good documentary. They have a lot of interesting people. They do a lot with the fans as well, so you tend to sit with the fans as well.
No, it's a warts and all thing.
And it's a lovely song at the beginning, a Sunderland song. It's a really good song. It's well produced. And it's just such a shame because I think Sunderland will get promoted this season. A third season would have been amazing because it would finally get them up there. It would be like a
it'd be a nice way to end it.
Unfortunately, with the pandemic, you know. But anyway, so I've also been watching X-Men Evolution, which is the
X-Men Evolution.
Okay. It's not X-Men, the animated series, which is everyone knows that iconic 1990s show from Fox, which is now on Disney Plus. I love the fact that it's on there. Fantastic show. But X-Men Evolution, I don't like it.
So what is it? I haven't heard about this. What is it?
It is a 2001 to 2005 X-Men show. It's basically like a reboot. All the characters are teenagers. Yeah, so I'll go through the run-up so you can get an idea of what we're dealing with here. So you've got your X-Men, the teachers, Charles Xavier, Logan, Storm, Beast. The students are Cyclops, Phoenix, Spike. Yep, made up. Shit character. Rogue is now a goth. Who's a goth. They completely her character wrong. Kitty Pryde, who's pretty nailed, actually. Very Ellen Page, before Ellen Page took the role. Nightcrawler. And you got the New Mutants, Iceman, Cannonball, Magna, Jubilee, Wolfsbane, Multiple Man, Berserker. That's a made-up character. Sunspot, Brotherhood, Mystique, Avalanche, Toad, Blob, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Magneto, Sabretooth, Gambit, Colossus, Pyro, Mastermind.
Did you say Berserker?
Yeah. I'd not heard of the character if it was a comic book.
Wasn't that a wrestler?
Yeah, but it's a really shit character in this TV show. It's how do I describe it? It's not good. It's on Amazon for some reason. This is the weird thing because I guess over the next year Disney Plus will end up getting all of its stuff back because I think Amazon's still got the license for it. I think it will come home to Disney Plus at some point because eventually that license is going to run out, isn't it? Because it's a Fox-produced show. So it's only a matter of time until Disney Plus gets hold of it. But it's just like the original X-Men is from the comics, so it's very faithful. The original 94 one. They had the character designs, they did their own storylines, but it was amazing. adult show, quite violent. It dealt with adult themes. This show just deals with how we're going to play baseball this week. I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's filtered down PG. If you want to,
the only thing I'd say of the good stuff is that the effects are decent.
It's okay. It's not a bad show, but if you watch the original,
yeah, compared to that, yeah, heck yeah, exactly. Compared to that,
you see what they were trying to do. Have it in a high school, but it's just too.
They teamed it up.
Spies. They've gone totally spies with it.
Yeah,
they've got. So if I were to use a wrestling thing, X-Men Evolution is John Cena, and Steve Austin is the original X-Men animated series. If you put them side by side,
that's good.
It's obvious. It's a bit obvious which one you're going to go for, isn't it?
Yeah.
And as for X-Men Evolution, I can't see you anymore because you're shit. That's gone. And I've also been watching, thanks to YouTube, Games Master.
This guy.
Yes, because there are so many dick jokes. My God, Don Diamond. Dear God. Anyway, it's a video game challenge show, and it ran from 1992 to 1997 for 7 seasons. 1998, sorry. And it's basically hosted by Dominic Dick Joke Diamond. And it's about getting challenges for video games. So you got, like, it's weird because early shows are like NES, Master System, Amiga, and then by the end, you go through the Super NES Genesis Wars. Then you end up with the PlayStation 64 at the end. And it's a good show. It's really clever.
Was that the show? Was that the show that had
Max Beasley?
Oh, that astronomer was the games.
Patrick
Moore.
Yes, and they changed the theme every season, which kept it fresh. They had a 3rd season because Dominic Diamond wasn't free for the 3rd season. Max Beasley?
No. It was
Max someone.
No, it wasn't Max. It wasn't Max. It was guy. He was in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
Dominic Diamond and Dexter Fletcher, I think something like
that. Dexter Fletcher, thank you. I think he's played a character called Max. But anyway, Dexter Fletcher, I remember that season was not good. But it's the variety of video games and stuff, and it's just funny. Plus, Dominic Diamond, I caught a lot of his dick jokes when I was younger. But when you've got 2 10-year-old boys and a 15-year-old girl, and you're saying, that's how boy-girl action. You know, in that it's just a bit. How is he making dick jokes? I'm sure you can have a quick waggle of your joystick to a 10-year-old child.
Oh my God!
He's There's a lot of subtle ones. I mean, the most famous one is when there was Zoe Ball, and she was on a motorbike, and they spent the whole time going, and here comes another guy. He's just going to slip inside of Zoe Ball. Oh my God, he has slipped inside of Zoe Ball.
Oh jeez.
It's like iconic, and it's just fun because I'm listening to a podcast. This is why it's on here today. I just wanted to shout out to Games Master Luke Owen. If you listen to this, you won't be listening to this, but if you do, thank you for under consultation. Go listen to that podcast as well. It's really good. I just forgot how much I enjoy it. The audio's a bit shit, but it's on YouTube, and hopefully no one gets it taken down because there's no box set of this. So if it gets taken down, we're screwed. But yes,
well, it depends who now owns the rights to it. Because
you had the rights. Yeah, I don't know the rights.
The person
Challenge got the rights to Nightmare, which is why you can't find it anywhere.
Yeah. Well,
that's why you can't find it on the internet anywhere. It's because Challenge own the rights.
Own the rights, yeah.
To Nightmare.
Apparently, the person that put them up has said the rights owners are happy because he's put copyright, and if they need to take it down, they will notify him.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough then.
Which is fine, but they're happy with him having it on there. They've said it's no problem because he asked for permission.
Cool.
So that's cool. Yeah, that's it. That's what I've been watching. And quick note, that Scam show ended. It was shit. Everyone went to jail. They all backstabbed each other. And they're still hateable twats.
You just couldn't leave it, could you? You couldn't.
I was like, yeah, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. Could you?
If Troy said I had to add a quick one in, am I saying right? Fuck you. Right, anyway.
Guy, copy my.
Don't go with scams. Anyway, cool, done. Lovely. There we go. Oh, it's been fun again, hasn't it? Well, you guys do know about Games Master, right? What's your memories of Games Master?
For me, it's just Patrick Moore.
I used to have a birthday cake once with the Games Master logo on it. My dad's second wife. Oh god, personal information. She did me a Games Master cake once. She did cool. Like really cool. I've got a picture somewhere. I'll put it on the. We don't have Instagram. I'll put it on a logo one day. I've still got that picture somewhere. It's really cool.
I got Insta.
What do you guys remember about X-Men Evolution?
All I remember is that Storm was like the best character in that show.
Who?
Storm.
Yeah, Storm was kind of cool. The Wolverine in that was really funny. I remember he was more. How do you say it?
He's like a father figure in that role, isn't it?
Yeah, and he wasn't allowed to do really naughty things. Yeah, he couldn't kill people and stuff. He was. They toned it right down. I think that's why I didn't like it so much, because they really did. Because this is the era. Back when I was younger, kids were treated with more intelligence.
Yeah.
But this show was produced when, like I said, Totally Spies.
The kids. The thing is, Totally Spies. Even that had some adult themes in there as well. But Evolution was just like it was just childish.
It's my mascara. Oh, this boy likes me. Oh yeah, okay. I better make myself. If I'm not a pretty girl, you're trash, is what I told them.
The Mean Girl storylines, isn't it?
Yeah, what a storyline. Still prefer it over Bray Wyatt versus Goldberg, mate. Anyway, let's go.
I ain't gonna do my boy Bray like that, man, Ben. Come on, bro. How'd you bring that
up? Cool. Right. Have a good day, guys. It's goodbye for me.
Hey, goodbye from your boy as well. Bye from me.
And bye from me.
He's not our boy. He likes sex stuff. Anyway, bye.
Sick freak.